outside that, the reason I was standing outside that door was because I had to knock at that door. I was sent from my classroom to go around the school to find a teacher who had a leather strap. And it was a humiliating procedure whereby you knew what was at the end of it, but you had to take yourself from classroom to classroom, guys who were younger than you, guys who were older than you, and you had to step into the classroom in the middle of their class and ask the teacher if your teacher could borrow his leather.
And isn't that bullying from the adults?
Oh yes, of course it is. Oh yes, it is. You know, and this was, I don't know what you'd call it. It was torture, both fear and emotional and physical torture.
Yeah, and the physical was real, like. No, I didn't experience that.
Right.
But I know it happened.
Mm.
And you know, people don't make that stuff up.
No, they don't. And it's something that stays with you for the rest of your life. And I think, coming back to the whole education process, it takes away from the willingness to indulge in being educated and learning, because and
enjoy it.
Yeah, it sidelines the importance of education, because there's that terror that runs alongside it, that there's no enjoyment in it if you know that if you get it wrong, this is the punishment that's going to be meted out to you.
Yeah. It's not fair at all.
No. I'm going to bring, stay where you are there, Valerie.
It should be.
Yes.
Hello, thank you.
Yeah, I'm just going to bring Mike in here. Evening to you, Mike.
Hi, Mike.
Hi, Gareth. Good evening to you, sir. How things?
Not too bad. Welcome to Ireland's Classic Hits Radio. How are you doing, Mike?
Brilliant. Enjoying your show, enjoying your topic, and the same thing last night. You know, brilliant show, Gareth.
Thank you. We're kind of 2 nights out now, miles away, so it's great to be back on air here on Nighttime Talk. Mike, what was your education like? Did you enjoy it? Was it worthwhile? Did it serve you well when you look back at it?
Gareth, I went to boarding school.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you believe me, the day I finished, I cried outside the front gate.
Not surprised.
Really?
Because, yeah, I did. I entered the boarding school there in Cork in Ballybona. But, and I thought it developed a person. If ever there was you talk about bullies or anything like that, if there was ever, any hats in the school, just out into the alleys and just soft it out. I thought it developed a person as an individual to be mentally and physically strong.
Right.
And bullying, I never, I thought, what it learned me at a young time, and a bully is a coward, and you challenge a bully, and and that's right. But
that's a very valid point, Mike. If I can just say that again, that a bully is a coward. I think that line alone is something that every parent should tell every single child in this country. Remember that the person who bullies you is a coward.
100%. Yeah, 100%.
It's very, very important. It's a very 100%. Valid point.
Yes, and when I also thought, okay, and I wasn't a bad young fella, but was it so that it just happened? I got 30 beds to the strap one day.
30?
But I'd be the first to hold up my hand. 30 beds to the strap, yeah. And you know what I said to the teacher? "2 creek in the head, are you finished now, brother? But I'd be the first to hold up my hand. Gareth, did I deserve this life? And you have to be, and that's what I always said to my kids, you have to be responsible for your actions. That's all I ever said to them. Whatever decision you make, you have to be responsible for it. If you decide to take a drink, if you decide to smoke a cigarette, or whatever, and they were just, keep it simple. But what I also thought, that twin society started to fail, in this country is when discipline was put out of the schools.
Right. So you agreed with corporal punishment? You felt there was a place for it?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Because we would never. I remember when I went to school that time there, and we used to go to school. We'd be away for a month. Okay, we go home for the weekend then. And I remember there, my younger brother there came home. And he was only in second or third class at the time in national school. And he told the teachers to go F off for us. Like, we'd never say that to teacher. Was it? And you know one thing, Gareth, what I would ask people. And we'd be the same age now, Gareth, you and I. You were 63, that you were born, is it?
I wish. Throw on another 2. I'll be 65 now next week.
Oh, Jesus, fair play to you.
But I'm a very young and handsome looking 65-year-old, I have to say.
I know, yeah. Yeah.
What are they all laughing at?
I must move my chin as far now. I must move,
Sorry, Mike, you're after losing your train of thought. Take it back anyway. Take it back to where you were there a second ago. You said you're the same age as me. I'll accept that. So where was that leading you to?
1 second now. Yes. But 1 second now, and let them tell about this now. Frick it. And I'm just
That's all right.
anxious to get onto your show.
Yeah, but we're not in a hurry, Mike. You're here now, and we're holding on to you. Go ahead.
But, you know, oh sorry, yeah. My question was, Gareth,
Yeah.
did we respect our parents or were we in dread of our parents?
Well, I suppose it was a bit of both, wasn't it? Because if we showed disrespect, that was the time to dread.
That's it. Dread was respect, Gareth. And as I said there, the teacher there, and we were at the within 6th year there. We got into the Moon Friend, okay, and the school was a very small school. But then the PE teacher came into the dress room one day talking Irish, and he said, go and get the balls and the court and all that. And I said, yeah, you'll be ready when we be ready. And he said, no, English. And I said, no, we can't. We'll take that practice. The girls will be after us. And then he goes to draw me a bit, draw me a punch. And I ducked there, and like I didn't land him one in between the two eyes and put him back in his ass.
Well,
And
it sounds,
I would not be very
it
interested.
sounds like he deserved it, but I shouldn't perhaps say that. But
Yeah.
can I ask you,
I was locked up.
Mike, can I ask you a question? Did you love boarding school? You sound like you did.
I cried. Did I finished that, Gareth?
Yeah. Yeah.
Every minute of it. I made great friends. I had a couple of great friends, and how we became friends. We had disagreements. He was a year ahead of me in school, and we had disagreements, and we were the best of friends after. But I enjoyed it, and there were great teachers there. They were brilliant, absolutely fantastic teachers. And we done everything through Irish there, Gareth, right? We done every subject through Irish, and I wouldn't have been this. And I worked very hard at my leaving, but. Like that lady there was talking about that lady there and just the second
That's Valerie,
about Matt and that and
Sharon, yeah.
Sharon, yeah. But I failed Matt to my leaving. And why did I fail Matt to my leaving? Because I couldn't do long division. And I couldn't do long division because I back to national school. Our teacher in national school, she learned us when we should have been doing some between 12 and 1. She learned us the Angelus in English, Irish and in Latin. And I was the only body in college that knew I did in Latin. But and to this day I can't do long division, but I could add faster than you could with calculator. But I just couldn't grasp long division. I could never learn. And but you know, it's.
Did I ask a question?
And I think.
Do Valerie? Yeah, Mike. Valerie's going to ask a question here. Go ahead, Valerie.
Yeah.
Mike, did you go to boarding school by choice?
Well, no, I don't. I reckon Valerie. Well, I reckon Valerie. There was a big family back there. There was 9 boys and 1 girl in the family, and I say it was cheaper for the parents to send us to boarding school than to send us to day school. Because if we were sending to day school, see, there was a business at home. We'd be working all the time, I suppose, and also we'd be robbing the till in. Where when we went back to boarding school, you were given a £5 pocket money that had to do for the month. This was back in 75, 81.
Okay, yeah.
So,
Yeah.
you know, and the £5 had to do it for the pocket money, so it was a feast of the famine then. And you just got on with it. You were happy with your. But
Yeah,
I would
yeah.
love, and I would love to have sent my kids to boarding school, but the wife at the time, she wouldn't hear of it because she went to the nuns in the day school and she had bad experience there with them. But you know,
Oh,
that was
okay.
just like,
Yeah.
it was, when the rest of us went to the one boarding school, right, we never saw anything with this abuse or anything. Like, okay, that was good, but that was the only time I ever got any cattle from the brother, but I would admit that I did deserve it. And you know, see, there's too much pussyfooty.
Yes,
And all my
I remember
girls,
I went to day school and there was boarders there and I wanted to be one of them. I wanted to be in the school
Wow.
to learn as much as I could.
Mm.
yes.
And would you have missed
But it
home if you
wasn't for me, you know, it wasn't for our family.
would you have missed home, Valerie, if you'd been a boarder? Would you?
Absolutely not. I would have loved to been away from home, but that's another story.
Right.
What
Right.
the hell?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm.
Yeah, I went to day school for 2 years first, and then I went to boarding school from the third year, but I repeated second year. But yeah, I loved it. But you know, you wouldn't give me a choice that time to shit and get out of the pot, like, you know, and you just accept it, but your parents.
Yeah.
We accepted what our parents were do for our good and to do the best. And like, I wanted to have a teacher meeting, and there was a brilliant teacher, a brilliant.
Oh, yes,
He wrote
yeah.
Irish book about it.
Yeah.
He said, "No, he said to my mother, no, he said, don't be wasting your time with him, you know." What do you mean, said my mother? His father wants him to be a doctor, you know. But, you know, and I used to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning to go studying, like, and I got a good leaving. I had a great leaving, only that I failed maths. And like, look, I got on fine. I think.
And Mike, where did life take you? What did you end up doing?
I was self-employed. I worked in the family business for good, but then I went out on my own in 1990,
Mm-hmm.
and I had 20 people working with me.
Wow.
But then I got
Wonder what the hell that was
badly
then.
hit. I got hit for a lot of money in that, and but life is
sorry to hear
life is fine.
Yeah.
And see now that I don't. As I say, sorry, dear.
Go ahead, Mike. Yeah.
Sorry.
What's the family business?
It wasn't the meat trade.
Oh, right.
I
okay.
owned my own shop, and then I took over the family abattoir, and I exported meat to England. I exported meat to Holland,
Mm-hmm.
and but I was a junkie. When it came, and a junkie for walks, like I took
A healthy junkie. Yeah.
Yeah. I was a junkie, like. Oh yeah, I never, you know, I didn't have like, and as I said, Garrett, I've sent up into my desk tonight. Cheltenham is on this week, okay?
That's right.
I supplied the Queen Beak over in Cheltenham for 5 years in succession, and the guy did own the Queen Beak invited me over there, and I was just too busy. I couldn't, you know, and I told a friend of mine who is a butcher today. I supplied the Queen Beak for 5 years in succession pre the foot and mouth.
Mm.
And he'd invite me out. He said, people give their left hand for that, he said, to be able to go into the Queen. But I just, it's just that was my rough, like that was my adrenaline rush. And I had a contract in Holland. Supplying me to Crowden Holland, right?
Right.
The year that Poland joined the EEC, and see Poland, I couldn't compete. The contract was still there for me, but I just couldn't. But anyway, look, just life goes on, and
It does indeed. It
Sorry
does
to
surely does.
interrupt you, guys.
Thanks a lot, Mike. Mike, great to chat to you, and thanks for calling up.
Yeah.
Got it. You're a gentleman. Nice to talk to you.
Likewise, you too, Mike. Take care of yourself. Sorry, Valerie, you were saying there?
I was just thinking that Mike's experience would have maybe been different to mine because of like the business money aspect of it.
Right. I don't understand.
Okay, is Mike gone?
Yes, Mike's gone, yeah.
Well, I suppose when it comes to education in like the 70s,
Right.
I think Mike would have had like a background of like education would have been a focus.
Well, I suppose
Whereas
with the family
my background,
with the family business as well, there would have been, I guess, and I should really be asking him this question. I guess that there would have been almost a presumption, like there would be with so many families. Maybe not. Valerie, it's great to chat to you.
and also I think
yes, go
thank
ahead.
you guys.
Okay,
Appreciate it.
nice
Take
to
care.
talk to you. Thank you. Take care. Nice to talk to you indeed. Now, 28 minutes past 10. Quick story for you. Came across this earlier today. Have you ever been harassed at work? A bookkeeper whose boss repeatedly shouted the word potato at her in a strong Irish accent has been awarded more than £23,000 sterling by an employment tribunal after it found that she had been racially harassed. Bernadette Hayes, who's Irish, worked for an engineering company in Holbeck in Leeds, where the incidents took place between December 2023 and June 2024. Mick Atkins, the director of the firm, also used, quote, offensive and humiliating phrases that were overtly linked to race towards Hayes, the judge ruled. Hayes, this is Bernadette Hayes, was awarded $20,735, and the business was ordered to give her 4 weeks' pay amounting to $2,800. She told the tribunal that throughout her time with the company, Atkins made occasional comments about her being Irish, and that while she knew it was wrong, she said, I tried to accept it as humour. However, she said his behaviour ramped up after Atkins' friend became involved in the business. If we had a disagreement, he would shout, potato! Potato!
Jesus.
In a strong Irish accent over and over again, said Hayes, who was 55 at the time. He would shout potato as soon as he walked into the office without me even having spoken to him. And she said Atkins' behaviour, quote, totally eroded her self-respect and her self-esteem. Eventually, she was later dismissed from the company. It's an extraordinary story, and the judge's ruling, Judge Buckley, he said he accepted the impact that this conduct had on her. From a subjective point of view, it clearly created a hostile, humiliating and offensive environment for her. The judge added that it was reasonable for an individual of Irish heritage to find the repeated use of the word potato and other racist terms offensive and humiliating. Now, were you ever harassed at work? Maybe not necessarily in a racist way. I know when I lived in England, as distinct from America. In America, if you're Irish, back then when I was over there, they just wanted to hear you talk. They loved the Irish accent.
Exactly.
They'd say, sing us a song or say this in an Irish accent. Whereas I found that when I lived in England in the 1980s, not a great time to be Irish, to be living in England. Thatcher years. I remember so many different names. Paddy was something I was called all the time. Paddy. But it wasn't as the Christian name Paddy goes. It was, you know, the referral to the whole Irish Paddyism, Paddy Wackery. And there were so many other names, a couple of them that I can't say on air. Doesn't matter what time it is. But were you ever harassed at work? And also racially harassed? One or the other. Simple, well, not neither of them is simple. But in terms of harassment, ruling out the racism aspect. Tell us about it. Obviously don't identify anybody, but we'd like to hear your story. 087 188 0008. Nighttime Talk, back in a moment, just 10:30 now.
You're listening to Nighttime Talk with Niall Boylan.
With Recruit.ie, Ireland's new online job search. Search for your dream job today on Recruit.ie.
Ireland's Classic Hits Radio.
All this week with me, Damien Farrelly, in the afternoon. We're driving you home from 2 with Tesco. Tesco is the #1 buyer of Irish food and drink worldwide. And to celebrate, I've got a €200 Tesco gift card to give away every single day this week. So you can show your support to Irish suppliers right across the country. I'm here weekdays from 2.
Ireland's Classic Hits Radio.
Thinking about college options, returning to work, or looking to upskill? College of Further Education and Training, Mulgrave Street and Kilmallock Road Campus Limerick is holding its Campus Open Day on Thursday, March 12th. Learn about its 70+ programs, meet the academic team and instantly apply. Your pathway to employment or progression begins here. For more information, go to collegeoffet.ie/open. That's collegeoffet.ie/open. Co-funded by the Government of Ireland and the European Union.
When you get car, home and van insurance with First Ireland, you may find yourself letting out a little
Yes!
or maybe a cheeky. Because with First Ireland, you know you've got yourself a great policy with great benefits at a great price. For insurance you can trust at a price you can afford, see firstireland.ie.
Acceptance criteria, terms and conditions apply. First Ireland Risk Management Limited Trading is First Ireland Finance, First Ireland Insurance and Drive First is regulated by the Central Bank of Ireland. ABBA Sensations, the brilliant sellout show recreating the timeless magic of ABBA. Coming to Dublin this April. The choreography, the costumes, the stunning harmonies, and all your favourite ABBA hits. ABBA Sensations, April 18th at Lost Lane, Dublin. Tickets €25 plus booking fee from Eventbrite.
Looking for a new job in 2026? Recruit.ie is Ireland's new online jobs board, dedicated to getting you the job you want at the pay you deserve. It's the best way to find the perfect job for you. Search thousands of jobs in companies nationwide, upload your CV and find your dream job today, all free of charge. Find a job you love right at your fingertips. Recruit.ie, connecting talent with opportunity.
Entertainment.ie's Where to Watch is your new hub to find out what to watch next and where you can watch it. Entertainment.ie will show you where it's at.
You're listening to Nighttime Talk with Niall Boylan.
With Recruit.ie, Ireland's new online job search. Search for your dream job today on Recruit.ie.
Ireland's Classic Hits Radio.
25 to 11 on a Tuesday night here on Ireland's Classic Hits Radio. Gareth O'Callaghan on Nighttime Talk. Good evening to you, Margaret.
Hiya, Gareth. How are you?
I'm great, thanks a million. Now, we're talking about being harassed. It doesn't have to be at work. It can be, it can be in any aspect of life, and it's a horrible situation to find yourself in, particularly if it just never stops. Did you did you have any experience of that?
No, I was bullied at work.
Right.
No.
Now, obviously, can I just say here, no names, no companies,
no
businesses.
After a long time ago.
All right.
Long time ago.
Tell me about your experience.
Yeah. Well, I worked in the hospital and I was asked to lift an 18-stone patient out of that with 2 other people, and I said no, not doing it. Thinking he'd be back. I had 3 small children, and I said use the hoist. It's quicker to lift her out, and I said no, I'm not doing it. So I walked out of the bathroom.
Safer to use the hoist as well, isn't it?
It is. And I mean, a couple of years later after that, I was lifting the patient and I ended up getting my 4th and 5th number fused together because of an incident that happened. But anyway, 2 particular people, one of them, I was in a room next to the bathroom and they spoke about me in dreadful terms and humiliated me, etc. And then they went to the charge nurse in charge of the unit, and he came down, spoke to them in the bathroom, not realising is that I was in the room next door. I could hear everything. You leave it to me. I'll deal with that one. So I stood there and waited for them to pass the room. And they started laughing and giggling and all the rest.
In your face?
Well, they didn't see me, you see.
Right. Okay.
So I said, now, I'll get this over and done with. So I walked out and walked up the board. Come here, you, I want you, you know. And the deputy charge nurse was there, and I said, yes. Do you want me to do something? I want a word with you. Don't you ever refuse junior staff above you. When they ask you to lift the patient out of the bath, you do what you're told.